They can be in this at any moment. They just gotta up their mental game, let their talent speak.
Amazing placement. What a shot.
A Yahtzee overhead.
Aspect of mental toughness here that's just so different.
I like the body language of all four players.
Oh, look at that shot! Great hands from Kiro.
Hello and welcome to the 2023-24 APTA Tour presented by Volley. We are live from the Philly Cricket Club in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, bringing you the Philly Cricket Grand Prix, which is the sixth stop on the 2023-24 APTA Tour, with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership, the APTA national sponsors Volley and Fusion, and local sponsors, silver sponsors Falcon, BLBB, MAPTA, bronze sponsors Pond Lee Hockey, Loudenbach Periodontics and Dental Implants, FRS, Rotham Orthopedics, SSH Real Estate, Total Platform Tennis, and partner sponsors Xenon, Philly Yard Bar, Philadelphia Cryotherapy, Neshaminy Creek Brewery. And I am Lauren Mandel, along with Patty Hogan and Steve Sullivan, bringing you this quarterfinal match between the number 2 seeds, Macy Elliott and Lynn Kiro, and Liz Cruz and B. Lopez. Hi, Steve and Patty.
Good afternoon, Lauren.
Good afternoon.
What do you think, Patty? You want to tell us who the players are?
Oh yeah, if you guys, who doesn't know our defending national champs? Macy Elliott, that's a great shot of her serving. She's playing with Lynn Kiro, but this is all Macy Elliott time right now. And Elliott and Kiro, as we said, are the defending national champs. They're on the near side. That's Elliott in the ad court, and that's Lynn Kiro over there in the deuce court with her back to us on the far side. Okay, just serving in pink, that's B. Lopez, and her partner in the gray top is Liz Cruz. Hey, Lauren, real fast, we have a moment here. Let's just talk about the draw. Hannah Zaboria, number 1 seeds here. They're out on the court right now with Basanova and Herschel in one quarterfinal match. We've got another quarterfinal match featuring Roxy Anika and Lalich against Morgan and Sikora. We've got Hallballer and Nicolescu in another quarterfinal matchup right now playing against Curtis and Granger. And then this is our feature showing with our defending national champs right here. Live from Philly Cricket Club. Lauren, what a beautiful afternoon. 60 degrees down here in Philadelphia. You know, you walk into this place, it's the oldest country club in the country. Founded by a group of UPenn students who were cricket players, obviously. And we'll tell you more about the history of this club throughout the weekend.
I think this is going to be a good match, and I think it's great that they're going to be, 4 competitive quarterfinals.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about the depth in the field all the time, and every year it just gets better and better in every tournament. And, I mean, I'm so glad this is loaded up here in Philadelphia.
Here's umpire Derek Yost introducing the players.
Okay, so Derek had a change in appearance, and we just subbed him out for Joe Ryan. We didn't tell you that.
No. Sorry to both of you.
And it's only because I know who Derek is that I knew that was not Derek.
Looks like Cruz and Lopez won the toss, and Lopez to serve.
Lopez has struggled with her serve. I think that's been one of the harder things for her to get. She's the least experienced of these players. She has a ton of talent and ability.
Sure, we have 3 women on the court, 2 of whom have won multiple national titles in Macy Elliott and Liz Cruz. And B. Lopez, we'll just call her the new kid on the block, quite frankly. She's played a couple of years out here on the tour. She played a lot with Basanova, and they got to top 20 in the country. And Bea and Liz have played a couple of tournaments together this year and seem to be onto something and have great chemistry. And as we all know, anybody who plays with Liz Cruz has phenomenal chemistry. She's really the ultimate team player of the top women. She's played with more different partners and has had a ton of success.
And don't forget, Kiro's also won a national title, so a lot of national titles on this court.
Macy's got 2, Kiro's got 1 so far.
Yeah. Liz
Cruz
has got
has 3.
3?
Does she have 3? She has 2 with Anna Brazova and 1 with, who's the other one, Lauren?
No, she has 1 with Anna and 2 with Nicolescu.
Nicolescu, right. And, the question when you saw this matchup potentially is, can Cruz manage this match to really let Lopez find like a real comfortable spot in here? And, we know Kiro and Elliott just can do it all. And I always think when, you're the underdog in these matches, you've got to play really long points to get the feel, get your sea legs in the match. So I think it's critical for Lopez and Cruz to get off to a strong start.
Game point, Lopez has had a couple faults, so good that they're starting off with an opportunity to go up 1 love.
There it is.
Good hold. It's a little bit warm. I think, Patty, you mentioned 60 degrees. It may be a little warmer than that. I think we're going to have a high probably over the weekend in the mid to upper 50s, but I was watching a little bit earlier, just walking through the courts. The ball is quite active, not the typical,
right?
The typical paddle weather per se.
Steve, you're so kind. That return to serve was out no matter what the temperature.
Lynn Kiro to serve, love 1.
When Montclair, when we kicked off the season, Lauren, remember the matchup with Kiro and Elliott had a heck of a time, 3-setter against Georgie Alexander and Gussie O'Sullivan. And, they got out on the court, and you thought going in, routine match for Elliott and Kiro, not so routine. Alexander and Georgia just dug their feet in deep and just played incredibly long points and got themselves into a great position to almost win that match. I talked to Macy and Lynn for 1 second before we went on the air, and they said, Patty, no matter what you do me a favor. You got to give a shout out to our buddy Larry. Larry out on Long Island, we know you're dealing with some challenges, and the whole paddle community is behind your healthy return, and we're grateful as you head into Thanksgiving that you're doing well and improving every day. Cheers, Larry.
Kiro's got a big serve, and on such a warm day, it's just sitting so high up in the screens.
Great spot drive.
There's quite a bit of
Elliott was in great position there, and that drive found that right hip. That's the area we'll talk about a lot, and I think I often say, the difference with the top players in the game, men and women's games, they can just spot those when they do have an opportunity to possibly break down someone on the volley. It's going to be off that right side for a righty somewhere. Sorry, Steve.
No, there's quite a bit of offense for the first, game and not quite game and a half. Typically, the beginning of a match is when you feel out the weaknesses, feel out how's the opponent's pressure, but there's quite a bit of offense.
Let me just say, this is not Baltimore paddle. This is the big leagues. These women are the top players in our sport.
Wow.
They're just going to bring it, Steve.
A lot of big hitters on this court.
And they've played, they've warmed up. This is not your usual, everybody's coming out here, and Lopez and Cruz, I believe they think they can win this match.
I mean, they're playing like it. Not going to be easy, though.
And there you saw sort of an effortless switch between Elliott and Kiro there on a nice lob from Lopez earlier.
There you see the roller. from Elliott that she loves. She's really added that spin overhead this year.
Just missed, but Lopez, boy, she's really turning and ripping that backhand.
Lauren, that Elliott overhead, I know you talk about it a lot when we see these phenomenal women players coming into the game. And usually that overhead's kind of the last piece of it where, you know, to have the courage to just continue to let that ball get to you and drop a little bit, where then you can put some different spins on it, is such a difference from coming over from tennis.
You have to really learn to let the ball drop, and it's so counterintuitive for tennis players who want to take on the overhead the ball at the height and hit down on it. Here, you do not want to hit down on it because you're giving your opponents the opportunity with a down-up overhead to hit down on you.
And in this game, you know, played by many, many, many different levels, a lot of times in the lower levels in the sport, that down-up overhead just goes for an outright winner. But against the top players, it can be downright dangerous.
This is a heck of a point.
Yep. I think there were 2 nicks in that point, and the second one got Lynn.
Yeah, she had a big swing there. If she could have just steadied her paddle and let that ball pop up in the air. The ball's coming out because it hit off that back screen. If she can just start it up, she could find that shot. Lopez made a nice move forward there. Did you see that, Lauren? I almost would have loved to see her keep coming in because she had Kiro way wide with a forehand volley coming in from that at-court side.
This Cruz so good at blocking those balls back. It's not so easy when they're coming so hard at you.
Hey, did you see that overhead from Kiro right there, Lauren?
Yep.
Look at that.
That's the
Those
one. That's
two.
the
Oh,
one.
my
You can
Lord.
see it.
One.
That was sick, and you could see she set it up on
Loaded.
the shot before and then went for a little bit more on the second one that she felt comfortable with.
You can really see the rotation. As she pulled that racket back, she twisted almost 3/4 of the way around, and yeah, the ball barely came off the screen.
You could see she loaded in her legs, and then, like you said, she rotated, and those are the 2 things you need to do to get all that spin.
Watch out, women. Kiro adding that overhead. Holy cow. Great shot of Liz Cruz. Pro out in Chicago, Saddle and Cycle.
Yeah,
Pro
formerly in Connecticut. I miss having her around.
Yeah, she did a great job up at the Patterson Club, but she went to the Midwest, moved near her twin.
Whoops.
I got that shot.
Her partner Lopez is pro at Orange Lawn
Yep.
in New Jersey.
Yep. You hear that, the communication with Cruz and Lopez, and Cruz is in charge. That's her voice you're going to hear.
Oh, great pickup,
cutter.
almost. Yeah, great
She-
cutter, almost great pickup.
Yep, she almost let that go below the height of the net. What a shot.
Great start to the match for Cruz Lopez here. And I love that they came out swinging. Steve, to your point.
Yeah. They don't look in the least bit intimidated.
No, Lopez is really the one driving a lot of the offense, and Cruz is incredibly steady. You see her just push volley to stay in the point, but what a cut.
And again, see how low Cruz let that ball go with her, bent her knees, got way down, unreturnable. Great shot. Philly Cricket's hosting 3 events this weekend. We've got our women's tour event, we've got our men's tour event, and actually we've got another event, the Philly Cricket Classic Men's PTI NRT Hybrid Open, 24 teams. One of my favorite teams of the future. Jack Mangan's out there with Steven Salerno. I know Steve's mom's probably listening. Shout out, Karen. Happy Thanksgiving. We're hoping the guys had a great time. Great undertaking by Philly Cricket, and they're poised. They are the host for the 25 national championships. We'll head up in March to Brookline this year, and then it will come right back here to Philly Cricket. Bruce Redpath and team are pumped for the charge, and from the looks of what they've got set up for this weekend's tournament, that national championship is going to be amazing.
And you can see the crowd behind the court. We have Macy Elliott to serve, really starting to build.
And there's crowds, you know. I love the crowds at Short Hills. I love the crowds in Boston. I love the crowds here in Philly. There's just places where they get it. You know, they're not playing this weekend, but, you know, they're putting some social plans aside to make time to come here and watch paddle.
Interesting. Macy Elliott has always used that push serve, but she's now hitting a totally different serve.
Lauren,
this
and
year.
I actually think it's a great idea because I felt like she struggled in the last event.
I mean, I don't want to jinx her, which I'm sure we will, but she's hitting this serve. It looks great.
Yeah, she's reaching up and out and going after it. I think that's, again, watch out, world. If Kiro has that killer overhead and Maduris' serve becomes something that's sort of can put opponents on the defensive more, that's phenomenal for them.
Yeah, I mean, Kiro herself has an excellent serve.
Nice defense against the neck. Just sort of holding your ground and letting the ball come to you.
Yeah, going in this match, I was thinking about what percent of the balls is Lopez going to see in the ad court versus Cruz in the deuce court.
Well, I was thinking the same, but it looks like they're mixing it up.
Yeah, but they're definitely targeting, as two righties, that's easy to target the ad court player anyway. And given that you have Cruz over there, couple-time national champ, I'd be going after Lopez as well.
But Lopez is, I mean, really, I mean, it's all I know we're only a few games in, but she's dialed in.
Yeah, phenomenal start for her.
There's the Cruz backhand, which she favors. Excellent shot.
You see the net coverage from Elliott and Kiro, and they shift side to side. It's just effortless, their net coverage. Because Lopez and Cruz are extending them, really making them cover a lot of court here. And they're doing it pretty easily at this point. They're defending beautifully. That's why they're amazing.
Oh, almost had a little collision there.
Great lob up the line from Lopez. Didn't have to go that big. She had Kiro way off the net, just behind the service line. Could have just pegged her. Great shot, thanks to my paddle. Jake's running the show here at a Philadelphia Cricket Club. He's getting a little help from Mark Innes, but it's mostly Jake.
Yeah, as Liz Cruz said, nice serve.
Yeah, that serve is moving quite a bit. You can almost hear the brush off her paddle. And if you don't have confidence in where you're going to put it, that ball's going to do its own thing.
Yeah. I'm just fascinated by it. I never knew she had this serve because she's never hit it before.
She was saving it for Thanksgiving week.
No, I mean I saw it in the last couple tournaments, definitely this season. But Never before this.
Yep, I've never seen her hit it.
All right, a game point for Macy Elliott. Yeah, Cruz is really dictating the communication. You hear the tuya, which is yours, really calling the sort of flow of the point. But communication is, oh, what a shot by Kiro. Huge forehand.
She had two huge forehands in that point. The first one Liz Cruz handled, but the second one was too much.
Just the right amount of patience. Wait for the shot, and then boom.
Well, and
It's a good hold.
I like that Kiro went right at Cruz. She didn't try to go around her. And just make someone come up with that volley from the service line. Good aggressive point, transition play, and that's just where Lopez just has to learn to go at a target, not around a target. And the target is one of her opponents.
Spot on. That's the third one. She's really tried to hit the winner into the perfect spot. And that's a tough way to win points.
Lauren, how many tournaments have Cruz and Lopez? Do you know offhand? Have they played together this year? Just two, I think.
They have.
They were in Medina.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Where they lost in the finals to Morgan Sakura. Yeah, that's it, I think.
How do you like them as a team, Lauren?
I like them a lot.
Me too.
I'm very impressed with the way they're playing. I mean, this is a super high quality match.
They're a nice contrast as well. I mean, Lopez clearly has firepower, but you can see Cruz really steady, thinking about the point, picking her shots. She has the big backhand, but Lopez is not being shy.
Cruz is such a good partner for someone who plays a more aggressive style, because she's always going to set her partner up. A lot of vamos.
Big point right here, obviously. Oh, I thought she just missed it. Good shot of our tournament director, Ruth Redpath, right in the background there, standing still, probably for the only time this weekend. Little cutter out of Cruz as well, Lauren.
Yeah, she keeps that overhead nice and low with that.
The right
shot. A lot of drives going long.
Yep.
A lot of drives going long.
All right, another game point.
Oops, bit of a flyer right there. you just feel the positive energy from Cruz. You can just see it on the screen.
Great dig, but not enough.
Another game point. Oh, look, here we go. Scores.
The winner of this match will play the winner of the Nicolescu Hallballer match against Curtis and Granger. And the top half of the draw, Hanish Zabori, our tournament #1 seeds, playing with Short Hills Pro Vera against Vera right now, Sanova from Short Hills Club, and Herschel, and they will play the winner of the Anika Lalich Morgan Sakura. There's no place to hide in this draw. Ton of good teams.
Elliott just ripped that return to serve.
Yep.
And Lopez tried to hit it harder, I think.
That's kind of what I like about her. She's feisty.
A little indecisive there.
Yeah. That's tough. They've just lost 2 super competitive games, super close games where they've had their chances, Cruz and Lopez, and it's tough to do that against, a national champion team and still come out on top.
Yep, a quick word from Volley.
Volley is a proud sponsor of the APTA. As the first AI-enabled training experience, Volley modernizes racket sports by delivering the on-demand dynamic system for live play training and better workouts. Volley creates a community to connect pros and players while giving users personalized performance insights to track progress and customize their practice. Ask your pro about a Volley lesson today, and for more information, visit getvolley.com. Lynn Kiro to serve. Up a break.
That serve moved.
Yeah, kicked off that back screen and kept going toward the ad court.
Yeah.
Lauren, I was looking up our APTA Cup standings for the women. Sitting on top of the leaderboard currently, Charlotte Sakura and Allison Morgan. Number 3 and 4 are Zabori and Hanish. Elliott, Macy Elliott is number 5 on the list, and Georgie Alexander has gotten herself to number 6. Lynn Kiro 7th, and Lalich is 8th on our APTA Cup standings. Season long, you gain points for the big payout at the After Nationals.
Lopez covered a lot of ground on that point.
She
Great
did.
moving.
She crossed the court. I think there was a nick on the top beam on that point.
Big roller from Ellie. You could just see her throw her body. We saw the back of her foot, kind of, her left foot kick up. That's how much she put into that roller. Again, just that wide miss. I mean, she's getting great looks. She's a pure ball striker. She simply needs to go straight.
Yeah, but I think it's her targets, right?
She
She's
just has
aiming
to
for the
go
wrong
at people.
spots.
She can't go around them.
That's a pretty big turn of momentum. I think there were 3 game points at 2-all when Lopez was serving, and there have been 5 or 6 unforced errors out of the last 7 points. So this is a big game.
Yeah, Lopez is, she's kind of juiced, and you could see it. She kind of juiced that overhead, and then it turned into an offensive opportunity for Kiro, who just took it, and boom, we're in transition. They lost the net. And, when you're a young, powerful player, you go to power in those moments of truth, which is dangerous on a paddle court sometimes, because it just gets too fast. Shout out to the Kiro crew out at Rockciticus Golf Course. Big fans of Lynn Kiro. She's doing a good job in her new club out there. Shout out to Patty Friend. Enjoys listening from the Princeton area. Longtime player up in North Jersey.
Cruz got stuck there, probably a step behind where she wanted to be there for that volley.
Yeah, she usually makes those, Steve. That's how good she is. I think this is where we're going to have to see Cruz manage the tempo here. It's just, it's getting away a little bit.
Well, again, it's just those missed opportunities.
And see, there's Cruz. That's vintage Cruz. She knows when to apply pressure. She's not a one-hit wonder. She relies on a sequence of a couple of shots, and that's how she breaks down opponents. And Cruz can play the ad court phenomenally well.
I was
She's a
just going to
national
say,
champ
where does
in both courts.
Where does she typically play?
Anywhere she wants.
Okay.
Anywhere she wants. So she went over there.
So
That
many
was.
people, and so she plays. When she played with Nicolescu, they kept switching it around. It was like 50-50.
Yeah, and just the switch in that play, boom, now you feel the momentum again. All of a sudden, you feel like, okay, Cruz and Lopez settle down. You just see a big smile from B. Lopez right there. That's a smile of relief. Interesting how Cruz stayed back. Just a different tactic right there. And Kiro didn't really recognize it and, went big. Lauren Mandel, how many times have you seen Liz Cruz pull a rabbit out of her hat just when you feel like it's going the other way? She can she knows how to manage match situations as well as anybody.
Yeah, well, and she stays calm and she's thoughtful about what she's doing.
Again, she stayed back, just dumped that serve in, didn't go for anything. Just stayed back. Great lob. Good test, a little confusion, big time right there from Elliott and Kiro.
And a great cut by Cruz. I think you're right, she managed that game. And she was serving, so she had the opportunity to really control the points.
Good job by Cruz and Lopez, not letting not letting the set get away from them.
Yeah, you're right. You can't. That separation it's just almost impossible against Kiro and Elliott. They're such great front runners.
The last game, Macy Elliott's serve was a marathon.
Good shot, one of our sponsors, Xenon. Little sunset here in Philadelphia.
Beautiful fall day.
Yeah, Cruz didn't have much right there and just went for a little too much. She didn't need to.
You can see Cruz in no hurry. Oh. I think that was a good attempt.
Yeah.
You do, Steve. You're a lot nicer than I am. I do not, because she just missed one in the bottom of the net on the first point of this game. They broke the momentum in the last game, and all of a sudden, Cruz played like a rock star, and then she just forced those two shots. They weren't close to going over, and that's the fine line.
She didn't do too much with that one, though. She just missed it. And now this is exactly what Elliott and Kiro were hoping for, an easy service game.
I think I'm just a big fan of, if you're going to miss drives, don't miss two in the net ever in a row.
Yeah.
You got to get it over the net and give them a chance to screw it up. Beautiful, beautiful threading the needle right there. You know, and I talked earlier about Kiro and Elliott and how they were effortless in their side-to-side shifting. And then there's some gaps appearing a little bit here.
We've seen a few.
Yeah, that was a drive. The point in the last game was a lob that was just completely misinterpreted. And a nick, unfortunate nick there for Cruz.
I think she just lost the ball against. That was a weird shot.
So this is the 9th game. So Lopez started the match serving, right? And she's had a couple issues with faults, where Lopez seems to have really controlled her service games.
Cruz?
Cruz, yeah.
Oh, Cruz has, right, Cruz has.
But I think, you know, Lopez's serve is a little bigger than Cruz.
It is a bigger serve, for sure.
And, you know, I kind of like that Cruz just hands the ball and has confidence in her. Let's go, start us off. Good little pickup on that shot from Lopez. I'm loving the overhead, loading up with the legs from Cruz right there.
She's really moving it great.
And getting her racket back really early, showing exactly what her intention was. And I think Cruz improving her overhead is another phenomenal play for her for continuing.
It is. It's making a big difference.
It is. Morgan Sikora won their first set 6-3 against Roxy Nika.
And Hana Sabori won the first set.
I missed the score of the Hanish Sabori first set. Did you get it, Lauren?
No,
You know
I
what?
just saw that in the first set. And there it is, 6-2.
Well, there you go. I mean, Jake is amazing, just like that. You need an answer? Comes right across our screen. It's magic. We've got a doubleheader here because after these quarterfinal matches, we come back on the air 6:30, semifinal action under the lights. Actually, it's getting dark, so we're already under the lights.
We are. The sunset is gone.
I think you're right, Steve. I think that's a big hold for Lopez.
What a confidence boost that's got to be.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really that 1 4 or 5 point letdown where they had a few unforced errors, a 2-all into the 3-2 game.
Yep.
That's it. The rest of the match is sort of a dead heat.
Which is remarkable when you think about it. Cruz and Lopez have one tournament under their belt, and you have our defending national champs here. And we're at 5-4, first set, quarterfinal action. You see right there, Elliott kind of, tempted Lopez into just hitting that forehand, and I like that Lopez just hit it right at Kiro, and Kiro got it right back, and Lopez doesn't have to do much more than that. She just needs to move it a foot or two. Just forget about any wide misses anymore. I love that play.
You saw that she pulled Elliott wide, and then she hit it down the middle, and Elliott couldn't get back, and it was picture perfect, Patty.
Really impressive.
And she brought the offense. She just waited for the right opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a little bit ambitious, but at that point she really kind of settled into her own.
Well, I think she's learning from one of the best, and her partner Liz Cruz, who I talked about how she's brilliant off a sequence of shots, I would say, and you know, if Lopez can buy into that tempo of working and stringing together a series of shots just like that, and then she'll get the great look. She just doesn't, you know, she just has to know when to pull the trigger big time, and if it's not quite there, don't go for as much. 2 phenomenal shots.
He's really quick.
Yep, just
That
a bit
looked
back.
long.
Yep.
Oh my Lord, what a turnaround here.
Love 40.
Yeah, what a serve from Kiro.
15.
I remember when she came on the scene, and I was watching her warm up serve at some tournament, and she just blasted, hit the nick a couple times. She's a tall woman.
And as the season goes on and the temperatures drop, that serve's going to be even more effective. It's not going to come off as much, and it's going to be a really difficult serve to read. Another nick.
Ooh, wow, good little bunch. Kind of just blocked that ball back. Super short swing. Caught Kiro and Elliott off guard, actually.
Yeah, neither one knew who to hit it, who should hit it.
Well, at this
that
rate,
was a quick turnaround.
Yeah, at this rate, the semis could be tonight about 10. Big smile from Cruz. She's thrilled with where her team is positioned right now. 5-all first set. Shout out to Sue Doherty, who's on the committee here at Philly Cricket. Big sister of Charlotte Gillette, helping out Bruce Redpath this weekend and every weekend here out of Philly Cricket. Haven't run into Sue yet, but sure I will soon.
Seen a couple of blitzes this point that were just diffused.
There's a lot of energy in this point, and it's a big start to a 5-all game.
Love 15.
Cruz staying back again. And that time Lopez slid back. She didn't hold her ground, she kind of retreated. Love 30, I believe. Big point here.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ann Waldron. Heads up all the live streaming efforts for the APTA. Ann's doing a phenomenal job of expanding our broadcast team and getting lots of different people in here to share the game of platform tennis with everybody at home.
Love 40.
Elliott and Kiro have certainly settled in this game. A couple really long points with really strong finishes. I think Cruz and Lopez are feeling the pressure, and a couple unforced errors.
Yeah, and all credit to Cruz and Lopez, to Elliott and Kiro, who were very frustrated to lose those last couple games after being up 5-3, but they just forgot about it and just played a great game.
Yeah, there's very little separating these two teams, and there's just, there were 2 games that are lopsided. That was a lopsided game. That other game at 3-2, I guess, was a lopsided game. Besides that, very little separation among these 4 women. Again, a lot of play over to the woman in pink, B. Lopez, out of that ad court, and she's handling herself beautifully here today. You see Cruz kind of sneak in, trying to get a look on the ball. Elliott's shot may have been wide.
Just missed. These two look a little perplexed. I think it's really tough to read the momentum of this last 4 or 5 games. It's been a back and forth, and I think Elliott and Kiro are realizing how important this hold is right here.
Great rip return to serve. Kiro was wise to let that ball go through. I mean, that's the firepower. That's why Cruz is thrilled to get a young gun here on her team. And, you know, Liz has been around the sport for a while and, you know, doesn't pack the firepower like a Lopez does. So it is a real interesting partnership you're building. And I got to say, Lopez is lights out. She's playing phenomenally well. That was a pretty bold shot from Cruz
What a
cross court.
shot.
Yeah, and Elliott just volleyed it like it was nothing. Again, another.
Missed it.
But I again, I'll never complain about a long miss. I she had a great swing, great look, and really well of Kiro to let that ball just go by because it didn't miss by much.
No, it didn't.
Good deep lob, and Cruz followed it up. All right, double break point. Cruz and Lopez hoping for a tiebreaker here.
I think the set deserves a tiebreaker.
Kiro and Elliott playing the classic sort of one up, one back with a Kiro forehand in the middle.
Letting the player to the right, when we look across the screen, handle all the overheads. Two righties, that's a huge advantage. They have the righty overhead, take a lot
Patty,
of
there's
those
that
lobs.
same backhand, but she made it that time.
Yeah, that
Wow.
was almost a cross court down the line backhand.
Yeah.
We call that an inside in. That's a very bold attempt, and she crushed it. And here we go. We'll play a 7-point tiebreaker. First point to the ad side, and then the switch after the first point, and every 4 points after that.
First to win 7 by 2 in the tiebreaker. 12-point
Yep.
tiebreaker.
Yep. She decelerates a little bit on that serve sometimes. You can tell she's going to miss it before she misses it.
You can see how fast she's going. It was kind of that serve and toss were a continuation of the last point. And that's just where learning to control the tempo. That's part of the maturation of a paddle player. Kiro serving up 1-0, tiebreaker, first set. Quarterfinals from Philly Cricket.
When the serve brings you so close to the net like that, you just can't swing as much as Liz Cruz swung there. You just have to give it a tiny little swing.
Ooh,
What a-
snuck that in there.
Tight overhead, but she made it.
We all thought it was going wide.
Elliott, Kiro leads.
Elliott's kind of shocked at herself that she just did that. Great lob up the line. We'll call it a forced error.
Yeah, cross court's the trickier angle, believe it or not. In tennis, it's always thought that the cross court, but it's really the inside-out forehand that, and in this sort of setup, the Kiro, but here Lopez, you see Cruz really taking those down the middle, some of those down the middle overheads, which aren't quite as typical. And then there's a little bit of communication challenge between the two of them.
And the court's small, you know, and you push back, and once you're pushed back and you're in a pure defensive spot, that's a really hard shot, unless you're 6'3" to make that shot.
Really nice touch volley by Lopez.
Cruz serving, 2-all, tiebreaker.
Nice move.
Great blitz.
Elliott, Kiro leads 3-2.
There was good pressure on the return. She just moved forward and really distracted Cruz. Cruz was watching Kiro come in and not the ball.
It's hard not to watch Kiro come in. She's got such a big wingspan, and she
believe me.
seems to be everywhere. Yeah.
3-all.
Great anticipation.
Macy
Great
Elliott with the
speed.
acronym shot of the tiebreaker. Really trying to take advantage of the heat of this ball to move off the screen, but Lopez tracked it down.
No, and she saw her load up, and that phenomenal play from Lopez to track that ball all the way over to the other side. You don't see that all the time on the women's tour.
No, it requires, like you said, anticipation and speed.
I love the placement of that down the line lob from Kiro.
Lauren and I have seen Liz Cruz play a million paddle matches, and Lauren, I'm so happy she's spinning her overheads a little bit.
Yeah. I'm sure she's happy too. Almost a little dropper.
I was thinking, oh no, she's not going to try to drop that. Is she?
Oh,
All right, huge point right there for Cruz and Lopez.
must have been a 50-shot rally.
Kiro had a good look at it. It was nice and high. It was the right shot.
All right, moment of truth right here. B. Lopez on the serve, up 4-3. First set tiebreaker. Yeah, she went all out. She did not decelerate. I think it hit the leg cord, a little unlucky.
Yeah, the leg cord knocked it out. Not again. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
she's tunneling as a bit, as we say. She's just pulling her head down instead of
Yeah.
extending up through contact. And she has less cut. The Elliott Kiro serves, technically they're very, very similar. Super athletic, big athletic serves. But Lopez isn't getting as much cut on the ball, so she's really got to be careful. All right, 5-4 Kiro to serve. And she missed it. Oh, no, it was in.
Yeah, it was close. I thought it was going out too.
Quite an angle that Kiro just found on that overhead.
Oh, Kiro may have saved her there.
You never want to let that ball go in a tiebreaker. If you can reach it and play it and control it, hit it.
Lopez is really being patient.
And coming up with some really tough gets. She missed it. Oh, no.
Wow, I thought that looked like it was out.
Yeah.
So now Cruz and Lopez to dictate from the net for the next 15 shots as this point's been going. You can see the overhead from Lopez is less cut than the others, so she's really got to, oh, that was a nice cut.
Doesn't let it drop as much and
Yeah,
get
she's
behind
juiced. It's a lot of power, not as much spin.
Nice calm transition. Elliott just took her time, took back control of the net.
Easy. Lopez is feeling it in a really good way here.
She's better because she's hit about 100 balls at this point.
Only 99% of them have gone to Lopez in this point, so she's holding her own for sure.
Well, at the beginning we said this match comes down to beat Lopez. We know what everybody else was going to bring to the table, and I'm thoroughly impressed with what she's brought to the table here.
She's right in there. There's no, I mean, it's not like you can
She went for it.
You saw her loading up.
And the ball just dropped really low.
What a point. What a point.
Point of the match, for sure, the point of the match. And you got to give her credit for going for the shot.
No, I don't give her credit for going for it right there, Steve. Sorry. I'm a big fan of playing the score, and you know that's a shot that works on a Tuesday night at 8:30. Sometimes after a beer.
It was a big swing, that's for sure.
In a tiebreaker against the defending national champs. Okay. Where's that set?
So let's see how this ball comes over the net. Yeah, it just dropped a little bit lower than she thought.
She had the shot in mind. It wasn't the moment for it. So that's our first set, Lauren.
We will be right back in just a moment after these messages, right here on the APTA YouTube channel, presented by My Paddle.
Ready for a whole new training experience? Welcome to Volley. At Volley, we've developed the first AI training system for racket sports, providing pros with the advanced teaching tools they've been waiting for, and giving players a new way to level up their game and enhance their time on the court. Ask your pro about a volley lesson today and learn what volley can do for you. We'll see you on the court.
So what really interested me about the trainer was the endless opportunities with it. I've gone through a couple ball machines in my career before, and this really was a technologically advanced machine that I've never seen before. digging into it a little more in depth, I really found the opportunities to use it in my advantage. All right, ladies, just 1 minute, we'll get started. Always trying to recreate these tennis ball machines into paddleball machines to practice. And this was the first thing on the market that really came out. We have a robust membership here, very active in the paddle community, and I think the volley is going to kind of put us over top as a program. All right, ladies, welcome. All right, today we're going to go over our side back screens. So we've got the volley trainer out here with us today. We'll have 2 on this side hitting. So the cool part about the volley is during lessons when I'm able to use it is I really get a more in-depth connection with my clients. So when I have a lesson out on the court, I can set up the volley to feed a screen, and I don't have to be on the other side of the court kind of yelling to them what they need to change, what they need to do while I'm hitting. I'm really using my, my time with them right next to them to make those changes quicker so they can have more success in the long term. Bridget's on the net, Robin sliding over. We are going to be beat by this cross-court lob a lot. I'm Blake Anderson, Director of Rackets at Fairmont Country Club. Try the volley at your club and you won't regret it.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. We are live from the Philly Cricket Club, bringing you the Philly Cricket Grand Prix. We just witnessed a tremendous first set in this quarterfinal match between B. Lopez and Liz Cruz, and the second seeds Macy Elliott and Lynn Kiro, who won the first set in a tiebreaker.
Lauren, just phenomenal first set of play for the newly formed team of Liz Cruz and B. Lopez, and really very little separation between these two teams in that first set. I would say the only difference there, there were 2 games that Cruz and Lopez would love to have back, and then with all due respect to the drop cutter, on set point, that's a tough time to pull that out. And that's why I was saying my point about Lopez is feeling it. I was a little bit nervous about her feeling it because I almost could feel like her confidence was brimming to the point that she might try a little bit too risky a shot. We might have a discrepancy. Steve, what's going on here?
So the
It
reason
was 6-4.
we were a little bit unsure of the score, they called set, and it was what I thought was 5-4. She went for the cutter, and then quickly they called set and switched sides. So I think we were caught off guard, and it looks like now the umpire and the players were also equally caught off guard. So they're going to try and recount where the score is, and I think this is going to be between the players and the umpire.
Let's go to the videotape. Let's not.
I think they were a point short. I
didn't think it was set
We
point.
were looking at the score the same way, and when you said not on that point,
because I didn't think it was set point. I thought it was the point before set point.
Yeah, right. We all did.
So it looks like not only the players and the umpire, but was that Amin from the APTA out on the court with them as well? I didn't quite see who that was.
I think they were talking to someone by the side of the court having a discussion.
Just a spectator.
And I was curious, or a significant other. I'm not sure. It could be 6-5. Just then when you think you've seen it all. I've not seen this.
Yeah, this is a new one.
I think it might be 6-4. I think
5-4.
They were serving up 5-4 because they were down. They were Lopez and Cruz were up 4-3. They lost 2 points quickly, and then I think it was it Macy Elliott serving up 5-4?
Macy's got the clipboard out. They're going through it. Oftentimes I'll write down the score in a tiebreaker just so I don't lose. I wish I had done that here. So there's
I'm gonna say I'm not sure which team picked up on it, but my sense is, and there is a live scoring. That is Amin from the APTA.
Yep, Jackie Cameron, our tour director, and that's Derek Yost, who's in charge of the umpires. Derek's super experienced. He's going to do the math. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hanish and Zabori must be done. I think I just saw Floor Hanish. So Joe Ryan's doing,
Tough match for Joe.
he was doing spot on, great job, and we all got screwed up there together.
Now, depending on how the umpire had it, what is the rule here? You have to go back to the last point you agreed upon if both teams disagree. I think in tennis, the typical rule is when do you both agree to the score?
The umpire's writing down every point, so I don't understand how.
I think
like,
they should
if
just
they
go
look
back to the videotape. Not us, but they could. You know what? Let's give a shout out to our buddy Mike Raleigh out in Chicago. Mike's enjoying the action. Mike's one of our team commentators, doing a great job as always, and enjoying listening to the action here. And just can't believe three of us can't keep score.
Well, they've switched sides. Cruz is on the near court, which would be the switch after the set.
6-4. It has to be 6-4.
So I've just had everybody chiming in here on my text. 6-4. John Oliva never misses a trick from Addison, Vermont. He says it's 6-4.
6-4. Yeah, it is.
Should I run out to the court? Linda Mace, you're like, we won the set. You can't take it back. So the Philly Cricket is one of our 16 stops on the 2023-24 APTA Tour. We've got 4 Grand Prix. This is our second Grand Prix. We just were on the wings, followed in the footsteps of Charities 2 weeks ago. Phenomenal event. Steven, sometime in your paddle career, you got to go to Chicago. Any tournament John Noble and that group puts together, they do a great job. 10,000 players in the Chicago leagues.
I only streamed about 10 hours of the live stream that weekend, so
You did?
At some point I will be there, but it was a great tournament with some great action and a huge group of upstart men coming that were quite exciting. And Hanish and Zabori just played sort of flawless paddle from what I saw.
We started our APTA Tour this year in Montclair. That event was won by Nika and Lalich. They beat Elliott and Kiro in the finals of that. We went to Medina. That event was won by Morgan and Sakura. They went to Baltimore. Morgan Sakura took top honors there again. Out in Charities, Hanish Zabora got back in the win. Zabora beat Elliott and Kiro to get back in the winner's circle. Former national champs and former number 1 together. They look like they're hitting their stride just in time for the Philly Cricket Grand Prix.
And it appears this is not yet resolved.
Do you have a coin? Let's flip it.
I suspect someone's going back to either...
Yeah, they're going to just go look at it, and they're going to have to watch it.
Meantime, they must be getting cold.
I mean...
Interestingly enough, we have some technology from a company called, let's see, it's called Court Director that has live scoring, and they are showing the live score at 6-all, tiebreaker 6-4 Elliott Kiro. So their live scoring technology is showing the set not over. The question is, who is managing that piece of the live score, and are they a valuable input?
Well, that's what we all think.
You know, again, Lauren, we don't get a vote.
No.
And I think I see a split set.
Who split sets?
Is that Roxy and Lalich against Morgan Sakura going into a third set?
Okay.
First game. And Halbauer and Nicolescu up a set, 6-4 and 5-1 in the second.
Yeah, they might have won because I saw Nicolescu walking by the court just a second ago.
And Hanish and Zabori, we saw Florentina a second ago with a 6-2, 6-2 victory in the quarters as well.
Okay, great move from Kiro and Elliott out here. Even though it's a warm day, they're out there continuing to hit. I'd like to see Cruz and Lopez do the same thing. You don't really want to stop. This is a critical point. They're going to have to walk back on the court for a set point here against them, 2 set points against them. And they're not hitting the ball right now. Lauren, this reminds me of in the rain last year in Chicago Nationals when Anika Nicolescu got off the court and Kiro and Elliott just stayed out there and kept hitting.
Yeah.
And then boom, it was pivotal, I thought, in that match. It's a different day because it's not raining and it's not cold.
But still, like, I mean, they were really like in the heat of the moment, and now, I mean, talk about a momentum killer
Where is
for either
Lopez?
team.
I don't see Lopez anymore.
The pink has left the facility. We don't see her, and
She thought it was set. So there's Bruce Redpath, tournament director, talking to Derek Yost. I mean, way to get things fired up in Philly here right off of the start.
they
Our
clearly-
first controversy.
they clearly want to get it right, which is important. Big match, big tournament. And here's a mean with the APTA with potentially a final ruling. Lots of head shaking affirmation from Cruz.
I called it 6-5 in the round. He scored 5-4.
Why don't they just look at it on someone's iPhone?
I think the umpire potentially called the score wrong, and
Nobody caught it.
no one caught it. And the question is, since he called it, does that hold? And it looks like
No. If it was wrong, it was wrong. Okay.
Here
Lopez is
here
back.
comes Lopez.
Maybe that was part of why they're not continuing. Maybe they have it resolved. So clearly, I think you think it's 6-4, Kiro?
See what they say. Let's see what the umpire says. Yeah.
Yep, on that side.
6-4. They got it right.
Yeah. Okay. Phew.
Slightly. Oh, I was going to say a slightly pressure-filled serve, and she crushed it, but that was a warm-up serve. The right thing to do. Let everybody be comfortable before they start.
Again, a ton of balls over to that at-court corner to B. Lopez, and she's doing a great job again. Oh, good drop.
Good drop. I'm not sure it was an intentional drop, but it was the right spot. I think Cruz was a little left out of the point, and then she was brought back in.
Go ahead, Lauren.
And now we have the first set.
So we're going to watch just this replay, and then
Lauren has to. Lauren has
Are
to.
we
Go ahead, Lauren.
leaving, or are we leaving, or are we staying?
Okay, so that's the first set from Philly Cricket.
Yeah. But I don't
Lauren,
think we're...
let's go to a volley commercial. We'll be right back after this word from our
Okay.
sponsor.
Okay.
At first we were a little intimidated, the robot machine, but it was pretty easy, user-friendly tool to get reps in.
What's helpful with the trainer.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. We are live from the Philly Cricket Club, bringing you the Philly Cricket Grand Prix. We're starting the second set of this quarterfinal match between, with the first set went to Elliott and Kiro, and Cruz and Lopez hung in there. And Steve and Patty, what do you think is going to happen now?
I think what I started to say when I thought the first set was over, that really B. Lopez was our wild card. She's played a beautiful match here. A couple unlucky points. I think the only difference in this match, she got rid of her drive errors, Lauren, and I think it came down to her serve. She went big a couple times, and when she goes big on her serve, that means hitting hard, and she's flat. I think once she figures out that balance in a pressure situation of pace and spin, clearly she's on the ascent to become a rock star. She's phenomenal. Besides her serve, no weakness out here that I saw.
In the second half of the set, she really stepped up the balance of patience with the drive. So let's see if they can keep it going. Good first point. Really nice touch cross-court volley.
So Morgan Sikora match deep in the third set now, up 2-0 on Anika Lalich in that third.
All right, love 32 perfect points from Cruz and Lopez to start the second set. Play let. Looks like the ball came from the other court. And even though it's clearly nighttime and appears a little cooler out, it's still 63 degrees out. So this is going to be a high energy second set as well. It's going to be really fast.
I think that first set, even though Lopez Cruz lost it, gave them a ton of belief that they can do this. And such little separation right now. I wouldn't say Elliott and Kiro are on fire here. I feel like they're doing enough to get it done here. Nothing super spectacular, but they're winning just enough of the points here. That's the only separation. And I'm just saying, I've seen them where they can go up and up and up. I feel like they have a couple more gears.
I agree. I think they've made a few too many unforced errors that probably aren't as typical in their play. So it'll be interesting to see how this settles.
Great hands from Kiro. She was
Great
looking
hands.
middle, and you could see it. And
Lopez didn't see it coming.
Yeah, Cruz went behind her, and Kiro just came up with great hands. I think Lopez was making the move, pretty much committed to the fact that Cruz was going to hit that ball cross court.
I think Cruz was trying to help out in that point and got a little bit ambitious moving forward, but perfect spot for that volley.
Yeah, and one of the things that you'll see with Cruz as she's playing here in this match, because Lopez is getting a disproportionate number of, touches over in that ad court, you see Cruz sneaking over and over and over. And it's a little dangerous, even though it is warm. She's leaving a lot of room there. and she's not the fastest player out here, and so that's why it's a little dangerous. And I actually don't think she needs to sneak over as much because I feel like Lopez has a range, way over. Lauren, I don't know. You've seen her play a little more than I have, I think. But she can come all the way to the middle and knock her forehand. So
yeah.
I don't think, I know Cruz loves her two-handed backhand, but she could still get the shot. I think she would get the same number of looks playing a little bit over, and she really just can't leave that corner vulnerable for Kiro and Elliott, I don't think.
Nice change of pace from Elliott, trying to keep Cruz honest, getting back to the net.
Shout out to Liz and Kevin Landy. Big paddle fans, Chatham, New Jersey.
Great patience on that nick from Elliott, just keeping her eyes and paddle facing the court. And nick for Lopez. Break point to start the second set.
That's a pretty cool shot Lopez hit to really, pull Elliott wide. She handled it beautifully, but I like Lopez's kind of creativity out there with her shot making.
It's clearly a different
so
pace.
good in that corner. Yeah.
She is playing really, really well. It's almost like she's learning on the fly and just raising up her level.
Well, she's getting a ton of balls, and she's either going to rise with it or fall apart, and clearly she has kind of taken on this challenge from the very beginning of this match. So impressed with her play.
Yeah, and I mean, Kiro and Elliott are giving her all kinds of different looks over there. They're hitting different overheads and different rollers and different speeds, and
that's why I think, and I think, Lauren, that's why I think they're going to have to go to Cruz a little bit to try for some separation, just like mix up the points, because of the stellar play from Lopez out of the ad court.
Seems like they're listening to.
The apology from Cruz, I think she got a bit ambitious, but that was another 50-plus shot rally. Back to deuce.
And you can see another two-handed. Cruz loves that in the middle. But I'd almost rather see for them as a team Lopez take a little bit more of the middle. I think sometimes Cruz just a little slower to react over in that deuce court, then comes out flying a little bit. And hit 2 flyers here in the last 3 points, and she's got to keep it in check here because her young partner is all over this match. Phenomenal play. Good combination.
Tremendous athleticism and offense. Just kept moving forward. Put Macy on her heels and got it back to deuce.
Shout out to Ron Cummins up in Connecticut. His claim to fame is he's Amy Shea's neighbor. Only kidding, Ron. Amy plays Amy Shea played with Jolene Sutter the last 2 years. Jolene, I believe, had surgery, so we're not seeing that team this season. But in their place, ready to go. be Lopez, Cruz. It's a great thing about the depth in this game. There's a lot of it. Lauren, I almost feel like Cruz has to be shocked at the level of play Lopez is showing us here. I mean, Lopez is almost carrying them at this point in this match. I hate to say carrying, but
so I think we're going to go back.
It's going through her, and she's determining the outcome of this right now. Jake, our producer, loves the cutter from Kiro, so we got to see that again. Good call, Jake.
That was a big game, I feel like. Cruz Lopez had a game point, and I think it's so important for them to get a good start here.
Interesting, the ball's in Liz Cruz's hand to start, where Lopez and, she had a couple of key faults, and let's see with Cruz taking the lead here on serving, how they fare with that.
Big forehand from Lynn Kiro.
Just the movement of Lopez, outstanding.
Oh, what a tough leg court. It's a big return from Elliott, but Cruz did a good job just to get that ball back on the court and was unfortunately punished with the leg court. 15-30.
Love the aggressive play from Cruz.
Cruz and Lopez keeping themselves pumped up, keeping that intensity high here.
Right, and look how much fun they're having out here. It's so fun to see. Really, this is a game they're playing. They're grateful and thankful they're out there. They can do this at the highest level in the sport. How great, and they're appreciative of them getting the opportunity to be out here. Yeah, perfect.
Perfect spot for Elliott. It's that in-betweener where Lopez wasn't sure if it was a 1 or a 2 screen, and
the first time I feel like she's really gotten caught like that.
Agreed. Surprisingly, she looks like a complete in control of that outside.
I'll cut her break. I'm gonna take the other thing. I think she backed up. She was banking on the pace of all the other overheads that were hit to her, and she was already against that back screen. And I think who hit it? Elliott. I think she sensed it, one of them, and they just took everything off that ball. That was really a beautiful overhead.
All right, 2-0, 15 love. They're going to have to figure out a way to stop this momentum.
Yeah, it's almost like they got too high there. They were so happy and kind of elated, and all of a sudden, they're in a hole.
They're in a hole, and the challenge is not to overpress, which is the natural tendency. You get down, you think you have to make something happen, and get a little impatient, but that serve from Kiro was pretty impressive.
And let's go just back to, they are the defending national champs, Kiro, Elliott. Phenomenal front-running team. They get a tiny bit of separation, and watch out.
Yeah, I mean, they have been challenged this year. You know, they've lost a couple matches where they were so dominant at the end of last year. But, you know, that's good. That's what makes your game get even better is people find a weakness and then you improve it.
Steve, we have an update on the quarterfinal yet to be finished. Anika Lalic and Morgan Sikora, what do you got?
Looks like we have 3-all in the third set. So I think I heard Morgan Sikora went up with a quick 2-love lead, but it looks like it's back on track. So 3-all. We will keep our other eye on this match as it develops. Big smiles from Cruz, but this is a huge game to stay in this match. Lopez to serve.
Anika Lalic, who won the Montclair event, took out the team of Curtis and Granger there in their quarterfinal match. Well, I'm glad to see Jay Curtis back in the mix here, playing with Spencer Granger, who's moved out to Chicago. Recently got married to Mitch. Congratulations. And Jade Curtis, I have a ton of respect for her. What a talented player. So glad she's back out here competing on tour.
Yeah, she's really a great player and a really nice person. Yeah, Anika Lalic, they beat Kiro and Elliott in the finals of Montclair.
And it looks like they've taken a 4-3 lead in that third set.
Anika Lalic, 4-3 lead over Morgan Sikora. Thanks.
Lopez just held her ground and just got it over with a little help from the net.
Great setup here at Philly Cricket. You can see the courts everywhere. This place is rocking. There's a portable bar out there, which we're not allowed to go to, Steve, until when we're finished late tonight. But the fans out here at Philly Cricket are loving the amenities that Bruce Redpath and his committee have put together here at Philly Cricket.
And you can see the crowd, every camera angle. There's 15, 20, 30 people behind every direction. So a little bit of a festival atmosphere out there. All right, 40-15, big hold here for Lopez. Let's see if she can close this game out.
Lauren, I got a question for you from a viewer.
Yeah.
The question is, not a trick question or anything, just a question. Is Kiro playing less aggressively from the baseline this season? What do you think?
I don't know. I don't think I would say less
What a
aggressively.
point. Sorry, but what a point.
Yeah.
Close contact.
I think she's using her lob more effectively. She's not driving as much, maybe, but I wouldn't say it's less aggressive. I just think it's smarter.
Okay. Well, that's the thing, you know, your ascent and paddle every year is because you do get smarter. You just make more and more better decisions. Beautiful lob up the middle there. A little confusion with coverage there. Probably Lopez's ball. Cruz boxed her over a little bit. And Kiro and Elliott take over the net play.
Lopez is doing great in the ad court. She's defending every variation that.
She's playing, you know, like we said, she's the newbie on the block here, but she's defended the corner as well as anybody who plays. She's given up no screen errors in the corners. In fact, I think, you know, the fewest probably.
Against really good overheads.
Yeah. Yeah, I like how she goes and shortens up her shot and uses her legs to help block that ball back. Great cutter. What a spot again. That's how Cruz did that early in the match.
Point out here, I'll tell you.
Found that hip that you were talking about.
Yep, found that spot. Beautiful swing.
So let's take one more look at this close contact point. Ball's really moving, and you can see Kiro just absolutely trying to take over the net. And Cruz did a great job defending, but a little too much from Kiro.
Just going to talk about the volley clinic that these guys are putting on. And Macy comes up and misses one of her few volley errors here. But Elliott has put on a volley clinic here. Lopez has tested her in the middle and wide, and she's handled it beautifully.
Morgan Sakura tied things up 4-all in the third with Lalich and Anika.
How about that for power?
That's why I want Cruz to move over a little bit. And I want a little greater range out of Lopez there in that ad court because she's got the range, she's got the movement, there's incredible balance and control of her swings.
Very smart approach. Kiro came in, but when she didn't have it, she retreated smartly.
That's important to be able to do. If you can't get a good play on it, just go back.
Yep, take your medicine, get back in the point.
Look at this variety from Lopez. We've seen her load up with that little slide slash overhead, then she moves her grip over. You can see it goes way semi-western and hits a roller. I mean, what shot doesn't she have? That's a great lob.
Great transition.
Nope.
Just missed. What a point. In collaboration with the APTA, Fusion is at the forefront of personalized gear and apparel. Backed by a team of seasoned industry experts, we provide exclusive access to high-end products from top-tier retail brands, all poised for customization with your club logo, team name, or corporate branding. Our streamlined approach guarantees a hassle-free shopping experience, complemented by custom online storefronts and swift ordering. Visit www.gearbyfusion.com and let Fusion seamlessly weave your branding into elite merchandise.
Liz Cruz serving down 1-4, second set. Elliott Kiro won the first set, 7-6. Congratulations to Ara Kandarian, one of the paddle boys, and Peter Edgar for winning the Philly Cricket PT NRT Backdraw Championship. Ara just wanted me to give him a shout out, so I did. Congrats.
Peter's a Baltimore Country Club competitor of mine in the local league we play in, so that's a great representation from Baltimore.
Yeah, grew up in Chatham, New Jersey. Parents are members of Noe Pond Club. I remember Peter from way back in the day.
The Lopez and Cruz are playing a great match, and yet they find themselves down a set in 4-1.
Yeah, it's really hard not to think positively about their performance, but the reality is they were in every bit of that first set, and even at the beginning of this set, it's just it's just a match where everything likely has to go right for them to win, and for the better part of the first set, it did. But the paddle
even
level,
in this set.
Paddle in the second set, I tell you, is very high.
And the games are close.
Right when you're watching it, you watch that first set, it was neck and neck. The score was neck and neck. When you're watching this, there's separation. Although we're watching it and you don't really feel that there's much separation, if that makes any sense.
Well, the level's incredibly high.
Oh my goodness, did she actually get
What
that?
a dig.
Wow, what coverage.
Jeez.
Well done, Liz Cruz, on picking a new partner.
That was a squash, padel, something dig. She just kept with it.
Hey, you know, Steve, expect it. I expect it. It's funny how, you know, they've switched courts and they're still now going after her in the deuce court out of, like, a ton of respect for Cruz. Almost too much respect, maybe.
And I think the smiles from Cruz acknowledge maybe the excitement for the future of this partnership. She's incredibly positive about her teammate, and rightfully so.
I think Cruz should put on a pink jacket right now and trick them, see if they can get some play going over to her. Because Kiro and Elliott are very comfortable right now.
Yeah, well, you know, they've just gotten Lopez to break down a little bit. And that's all it takes.
Yep, shot selection, the last few points, the wrong cutter and that one, slight mishit, but I think there's going to be a lot of positive takeaway from this match from Lopez.
Winner of this match plays Gavin Nicolescu, Al Ballard, slated for 6:30, depending on when we finish this. Unlikely 6:30 start. I think both semis with the Morgan Sikora quarter still going on with Anika Lalic. We all knew that was going to be a long match. Any update on that score, Steve?
Let's see what we got here.
That's 5-all.
All right, it is 5-all, 15 love, Morgan Sikora.
Did it hit her?
Yep, she made her best attempt, but I think it got her in the knee.
Yeah,
that's a hard volley to hit
serve,
coming in.
Yeah, she just handled that beautifully. What quiet hands. Just set her paddle low, slightly open face, maybe a 5-iron right there, Steve. You're a golfer. I see you got an Augusta shirt on.
It might have been a 5-iron.
I think it was a
She has
solid
she
5-iron.
has such steady hands.
Yeah, she does.
Just settles her body, puts the racket on the ball.
Sets it, keeps her paddle in front of her body. It's a big thing. Such a difference from tennis. And tennis volley is so key to get them earlier. In paddle, you got to wait and keep them calm, under control.
So Lynn Kiro, 5-1.
I think Cruz should do what I suggest. Go get a pink jacket on.
Switch
Mix
sides.
something up right now because they need to pull something out of a hat here. Good lob. Elliott was feeling it, went for it.
I feel like the energy level has just dipped a little here from everyone. It's so intense for so long.
Not our energy level. It's always high
not
energy.
us. Not us.
It's easy sitting down. I love that move from Elliott right there. She saw the lob go up, and you just saw her move just a little to her right. She didn't move her feet. She just dropped her right shoulder, moved out of the way so that Kiro had that lane to hit the overhead to if she wanted it. And I love when the player to the right makes that move because it gives the person in the left handling the overheads just that early indication that it's not going to be a jump ball situation.
There's the Cruz backhand.
I mean, Peter Edgar with winning the consolation championship with Ara. Peter must be playing phenomenally well.
He's a great player, and BCC is one of the top Division I teams in Baltimore that he plays on, so he's in the right spot.
Ara knows how to pick his partners.
Nope.
30-40.
What a seesaw match. Morgan Sikora now up 6-5, third set. Nika Lalich won our first event, our tour stop at Montclair this year. Started the season just taking that title. They are going to be an incredible team. They already are an incredible team. And Lauren, as we head to the second half of the season, how about Cruz and Lopez? Lopez, what another amazing team here.
Yeah, no, I mean, 8 good teams in the quarters here.
Yeah, Kira lined up that roller, hit it, you know.
Kept it low.
Easy to say, Lopez should have let that ball hit the back screen. But she's had a ton of success all day, taking the ball early, taking time away from Kiro and Elliott's tempo a little bit. So I think that strategy has served her beautifully in this match.
I wonder if she's a little tired. It's been a very physical match for her.
Shout out to Damien, Mr. Everything for the APTA behind the scenes. Possibly platform tennis's biggest fan.
She probably got her knees on the ground hitting that overhead.
Wow,
Lacey
that
Elliott.
hurt my knee.
Match point.
Whoopsie. Going right for that xenon thing. I didn't think you were supposed to go for it on a fly, though. The X's were just drawn to each other there.
So not over yet, back to deuce.
Good moving forward from Lopez.
Yep, great offense.
The Morgan-Sikora match has been completed. I don't know who won it yet.
Must be
Appreciative
Morgan
crowd.
Sikora. It must be.
Yeah, they were up
it's-
6-5.
Yeah.
Good point. Nothing gets past you two. It's good there's three of us to figure this out. Elliott's pumped. You see that? She's determined. Now she's serious. She wants to get off the court now.
So this is their second match of the day. They have a semifinal tonight. Both teams had a bye in the first round, so it becomes a long day. A three-setter matters. The endurance getting into that.
Yeah,
The biggest match of the day is the semifinals. So
yeah, these guys, but they all trained for this. They got a late start. Everybody got to drive down this morning. They didn't go on the court until 12 o'clock. So just kind of a different kind of day with a lot of activity late in the day. We're just not used to that at some paddle tournaments, but I kind of love it.
There it is.
game, set, match. Elliott, Kiro, 7-6, 6-1.
Terrific match.
So, Lauren, you want to take it from here? What's next, Lauren?
Yeah, well, we're going to be back with both women's semis at 6:30. There's going to be 2 separate courts streamed, so you can pick your match. Thank you, Patty, and thank you, Steve, and we'll see everyone at 6:30.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thanks. See you at 6:30.
At first we were a little intimidated, the robot machine, but it was pretty easy, user-friendly tool to get reps in.
What's helpful with the trainer is that the ball is being, fed to us, where he can visually see it and correct us.
All right, those who are on the dots, I want you guys to see the position of the players at net. So once Val gets pushed out wide, okay, we want to see Aaron sliding over and looking to cover.
Well, I like that you can work on different shots. You can work on corner screens or you can work on the lobs. You can work on return of serve, particularly. That's something I feel like we could never get enough work on, return of serve, and this is a tool that we could use to really work on that shot, which is such an important shot.
After today, it really did make me feel even more comfortable. I tried it a month ago and I really liked it, but I still felt a little intimidated. But Blake did a great job explaining it to us and also the software that comes with it, and we can adjust it to any level. So I would feel very comfortable using it. In fact, I'm definitely going to use it. I need a lot of work on my game.